So this is a story how I got my Wii, which actually was the very first console I ever got at launch. One of very few that I've gotten at launch. So I tried my best to get it at launch. I tried to get pre-orders at GameStop and Game Crazy. Yes, at that time Game Crazy still existed. Um, and many people will tell you otherwise, but yes, Game Crazy was better than GameStop. They actually had better selection, better inventory, better prices, and better helper salespeople there. Um, try to get a. Here's another thing. Try to get a pre-order at Toys R Us. Yes, Toys R Us existed back then. They were sold out. Couldn't get it. So the night before it came out, me and my brother were like my little brother. He was like in middle school at the time, and I was like my third year in college. We were just going to Walmart just to look around and hang out. And so like right before the Wii came out anyway, we just barely bought a PS2. So we were like just going to look at the PS2 games and see what they got, you know. And we see a line, like not a line, but like a group of people like talking, like the employees are talking and kind of setting up stuff. And I ask what's going on, you know. They say, well, here's the line gonna start for the Wii. I say, oh, really? Yeah, if you want to get in line, you know, you're gonna get one of the Wiis. We got 35 Wiis coming tonight. I said, all right, that's cool. I'll be first in line. So I told my brother, I said, we're waiting in line. He's like, no, I gotta go home. I gotta go to school tomorrow. I said, dude, I'm gonna talk to our parents. You ain't going to school tomorrow. You and me gonna play this stuff all day tomorrow. Gonna write a note, whatever. You and me gonna sit right here. No, take me home. I'm like, fine. So I take him home. I get back, and at this point, I am number 7. Number 7 in line for the Wii. And that line would eventually stretch to the point at the highest was 29 people for 35 Wiis. So really none of us had to wait in line at all, you know, but we were waiting in line. So I started waiting in line at 6 p.m. the night before in the store, obviously, because that Walmart was 24 hours at that time. So sitting in line, and little by little the line grew. Ugh. I wasn't this tired when I was waiting in line for the 15 plus hours. So I was talking to the people, you know, next to me and around me and kind of, you know, meeting people, whatever. So there was this chick like eating bananas and hard-boiled eggs. And like one guy was like, why are you eating that, you know? And she was like telling us, like, she's legit a bodybuilder. And she was like, you know, telling us about all that, and that was interesting, whatever. So another dude was you know, just there getting it, you know, waiting in line to get it for his little brother. An old guy was in line waiting to get it for his grandkids. So me and him were talking, you know, whatever. And eventually the old guy was like, you know, oh, well, here, point be told also, everyone there before I got there was sitting in chairs, like folding chairs, like fishing chairs, like unfoldable fabric. And I said, well, where do you find those at? So they said, get it from the sports department. So I got one, you know. And we're talking, me and the old guy, and eventually the old guy says, well, let's go get something to eat while we're talking. I go, okay, so we walk to the deli, get some sandwiches, sitting there talking and eating. Some dude from some worker comes up and says, show me your receipts. And I'm like, what receipts? The receipts for the chairs. Like, what receipt? I didn't buy that. She's like, exactly. You can't just sit in our chairs. And I'm like, really, dude? I'm getting ready to spend like $350 or more on this stuff, and I can't sit in your $10 chair overnight? It's like, well, that or the floor. I'm like, fine, dude. So I went and paid for the chair. I think it was like $10. So then we're sitting there talking to the old guy. I brought my DS with me actually because I thought it was gonna be boring. I thought I'd be playing DS all night if the battery would hold out. But I had a lot of fun talking to the old guy, talking to the bodybuilder, a girl. And eventually I saw like wander around the line a little Asian kid. I don't think he spoke a word of English, but he saw me play my DS at one point when the old man went to sleep, and I was just playing DS. He's pointed the DS and pulled the DS out of his pocket, and so we were just playing DS, Mario Kart all the next hour or so. And like I said, the kid didn't speak a word of English. So eventually I got tired. I turned the DS off, and he came and found me. He said, I was like, no more, dude. No more of that. I'm tired. So I put it back in. Eventually, like about 3 in the morning, the new manager comes in and says, put down your name on this list. And so this list that we all sign for our name says, this is our order, this is our queue to buy the Nintendo Wii at this order, depending how many we get. And they already said that they were going to get like 35, so we were pretty confident it'd be 35. But they said, just in case legally the truck is late or something happens, you're signing here that you understand there may not be 35, there may not be any, might be delayed, might be whatever. And so the old man starts ranting and raving and said, the other man told me, promised me we're going to get 35 no matter what. And the guy was like, this is just a legal form, a legal technicality, like in case it don't come, to cover ourselves. But it's going to come. Believe me, it's going to come. And I tell the old man, I said, calm down, dude. It's going to be okay, I said, I trust it's going to come, man. They wouldn't, delay something like that at a launch. So the rest of the night goes on, like the manager said, you could only leave to go to the toilet or whatever, and and eventually people were leaving. People were going outside to smoke cigarettes. People were going whatever, people were going to get whatever, they wanted. Nobody cared. So we were all sitting there, like I said, about 29 people by the end. So finally, about 10:30 a.m., they had this big pallet of Wii's. So, get the Wii, whatever, we're all in line, and I still got this stupid chair that I sat in online. I didn't need the chair, I didn't want the chair. And you know how Walmart's policy is very, very lenient to return stuff. So I took that chair to the customer service. I said, I want to return this chair. And she said, well, what's wrong with the chair? You don't like it? I sat in that chair for 15 hours, and it is the most uncomfortable chair I've ever been in. I don't like it. They say, okay, so here's your refund, whatever. And I just took that and left. There was no questions asked, whatever. They were still very polite, very friendly, So then I got my Wii. I went and hooked it up. Played that until my classes started, because that day was actually, I had late classes. So I played that all day, and then I got home, played it all night. I don't think I went to bed until 3 in the morning, day after I got it, which I don't know how many hours I was up for at the time, but I could tell you I was sucking down the Mountain Dew all night at Walmart. I mean, it's weird. And Walmart after midnight is like a strange place. There was one cashier open, and this time there wasn't self-checkout, I don't believe. There's one cashier open, and there was like absolutely no line. I just go get my Mountain Dew, pay for it, and go back there. And you'd see 1 or 2 random people walking, shopping with baskets full of stuff. I guess they got jobs. It's like whatever, cycle, they got night cycle, day cycle, whatever. Their nights is their days. They sleep in the day. But it was like a weird kind of thing, and like I was just, that's what I survived on for that night. I was sucking down Mountain Dew and peanut M&Ms, and I was just waiting, and everybody there was like falling asleep little by little and everything, and I was the only one like completely wired. Like I was ready for this, and I swear that was the most amazing thing I'd ever seen. Those motion controls were so fantastic. And clearly it's been beaten now. The Switch is even better, obviously. The motion controls and everything else, and the precision and accuracy. But at the time, it was like fantastic, And at the time, I remember, like, this was great. And I remember I told one of my brother's friends, like, I got a Wii. He's like, no, you ain't got a Wii. You can't find one. They're sold out everywhere. So I said, all right, come see it. So we were all playing the Wii golf together. Because that was actually me and my brother's golfing partner that we played actual golf with too in those times. Um, so he couldn't believe I had it. But I remember that maybe a year and a half to 2 years before I ever actually saw a Wii on a store shelf. Not like they got three and it sold out within 5 minutes and getting off the mail truck. It took that long until they actually were in stores. So I was very happy I waited for it because I got it from launch, which was something I'd never done before. And even if I didn't, I mean, I wouldn't be able to just walk in and buy it for like I said, 2 years later. And just the experience was fun too. It was like a great thing. I've bought other stuff at launch. I've never waited in line for other stuff at launch, but I mean, it's just something I'm not gonna forget. It was like the coolest experience, and if you ever want to wait for line on something to launch, I definitely recommend it. But even nowadays, I don't think it would be like the same like feeling because we were all talking to each other, all these people. Like there was no phones like there are now back then, or the types of phones or social media and stuff, and Facebook and YouTube videos and streaming stuff to watch. I mean, we were like all there socializing, all there strangers but friends with one common goal, and it was like kind of a thing. Like I think it would never be the same again. Just the way that was, it will never be the same again. But that was a great thing. I'm never gonna forget.